update from last time for Daryl and for everybody because it's been 3 weeks. So you guys left that town, which I should probably have a map of up, but I don't, to travel to find the research camp. And you were being escorted by our good friend Lens Thames, who is a Furbolg ranger. He took you guys, you ran into a bunch of different stuff. I guess this was also technically 2 sessions ago, including, but not limited to, a bunch of books that seem to have a bunch of notes about dinosaurs in them. A tar pit that you flew over top. A bunch of small dinosaurs, like the little ones in Jurassic Park that have little things that go on the side. I forget what they're called. Um, a snake skin that was huge and about the size, like, big enough, like human sized, effectively, is what it ends up being. Um, Three T Rexes wandered by. Two appeared to be adults, one appeared to be younger. You guys were able to hide. I think we lost Daryl, which figures. Nope, he's back.
No, I'm trying to find the network that's going to cooperate.
Ah. Either way.
Um,
So you have seen T Rexes now, and you've also seen.
woohoo!
And I believe you also saw Triceratops. So you have seen those now. And I will say, I had that
And
planned before you asked for that a couple sessions ago. I was like, this was already
yeah,
part of the plan, which is why I told you no, you hadn't seen them yet.
and
Then,
I've also saw the Dilophosaurus, right? The dude.
yes, you also saw those.
This,
I do not have a
yeah,
stat line for those,
that's
but we
fine.
can figure something out if you want to do it. Then you continued going, and you ran into. I forget which order you ran into first. Was it the spiders or the crazy guy, or the guy who's running? I'm gonna say it was spiders first. You ran into a huge area that was just covered in spider webs, which again you ended up flying over. It turns out that having two dragons that can fly is kind of busted for getting around some puzzles in the middle of the forest. You landed on the other side. You kept going a little bit, and you ran into our boy. I have it written down, but it's hiding from me. Jonathan Brock, who was very panicked, and he seemed to have been running away from something. Um, he happened to run into you guys. His clothes were tattered. He was saying he was the only one from his expedition to get away. They fed him some sort of potion thing. And they almost seemed like they chased him for a little bit, but for not that long. So he's not sure what that was about. But he kept going, and he ran to you guys. He felt sick, and he had transfiguration magic on him.
That's why we were so. That's yeah.
French
That's
number, yeah.
we were so worried about the humans because we think there's a plant and there's gonna be some crazy, something's gonna happen with this dude. Wait, so we know he started transforming.
You so we'll get to that.
Yeah.
You ran to, or you got to the research compound. They let you in. It was late. It was 2 hours past sundown, so it was getting late. They let you in. There you met the lizard folk man who is Intijan. You met Arthur Penbrook, who is the leader of the humans, and you met Garast, which is the human essentially, or the leader of the people from the Celestiate here. He is the gnome. Um, you guys met all of them, but you found out that the Empire is very separate from everyone else and kind of took away Jonathan and was like, "Oh, well, we'll handle this. We'll handle this. Don't worry. We this is our man, essentially, type of thing. Even though you were just offering help, they wouldn't let you. Um, Garast is very set on the fact that they're just doing their own thing and they'll work together whenever they need to, but everyone else pretty much works together all the time. You guys went to bed. You have houses, or you have little places to stay, which I posted a map of now because I made a map of the town. You guys did that. You just trying to think. You after that you went to bed. You woke up in the morning. You had was it Triceratops ham and pterodactyl egg. I would argue you haven't seen a pterodactyl yet, Daryl, but that might change.
Darn.
You'll probably see one walking around. Let's be honest.
Walking around?
You'll be walking. It'll be flying.
Oh, got it.
Well, it might be walking. You know,
They've been known to. They've been known to. Yeah.
If Dinosaur Train had taught me anything, you guys then decided to question some of the people. Essentially, you met 3 dwarves who were obviously 2 were researchers, 1 was a guard. You found out there's about 30-ish people in the camp, not counting you guys. You went around. You tried to get more information on how Jonathan is doing, and were kind of pushed back. He is in a building, which I should honestly just give me a sec. Share a screen of this. Oh, come on. And share screen. Come here, you. So, this is my amazing art skills. This blue building that's over here, that is currently where they are keeping Arthur. You went to go check up on him, and they did not let you inside. There are 2 armed guards posted outside who would not let you in. And you notice whenever you all the windows are boarded up, which you asked around and found out that that was not normal. Beyond that, you did overhear from some other people saying how, because you followed, I think Keifel followed some people in. Somebody did. Might have been Xantos. Somebody followed them over there and could overhear them talking on the inside about how he was changing in weird ways, claws and stuff like that. So you know something's happening, and it seems like the humans haven't been able to stop it. That's what you did. Xanatos definitely made friends with the dwarves, and I think you all did kind of. You drank a bunch with them, and overheard some of that conversation as well. Randomite went and talked with Entijan, which is, his research area is this blue one right here. Yes, and he got some information about there's a lot of weapons that they're finding that are like have snake skin instead of leather, which is interesting. A lot of snake motifs on the weapons that they're finding as well. In addition, there was also these coins, which they called soul coins, which they advise you to not, if it does not have a face on it, don't touch it. It seems to trap souls within them, and they have like a little chest of them, so like don't fuck with that. Somebody also talked to Orthotal talked to Garast and got information from him about where they think they're going to go, which you also asked if he would make a little presentation for you. I have a short thing figured out for that. So, what you're also told is there is going to be an expedition leaving tomorrow morning. This is like midday at this point, so you can do whatever you want with the rest of the day. But there's an expedition leaving tomorrow morning where they are going to follow. Actually, it was later in the day because you guys just had stuff. It's up to you really whenever you want. I think we were talking about just skipping time, but expedition leaves in the morning to follow a specific ley line that they said was flaring up more than the other ones, and so they're hoping to investigate it. It's also along this way, which is where they found the skull coins originally and some weapons. So, that was a mouthful. Do you guys have any questions about what I essentially just sprinted through?
No.
Okay. Daryl, is there anything Red would like to do during all this? Do you know what he would want to be doing? Cool. If it,
Just hang around.
that's fair. If it comes up, let me know, and we can figure that out. Beyond that, we'll say it is... Yeah, I do have Roll20 up, and you'll probably need it tonight. So just as a heads up, probably want to log in. It is... You guys had lunch. You talked around for a bit. It's probably close to noon. The expedition that you want to go on isn't until tomorrow. I know last time you discussed just kind of chilling until tomorrow. That's up to you. The world is your oyster. What would you guys like to do right now?
Is there common knowledge of just like some kind of snake, like snake deity that could be around here?
Roll.
Is that a thing?
If you want to know about snake deities, I'm gonna need religion from you, my friend.
Let's see here. What's my knowledge? It's just a +0, of course.
Also, something else I didn't bring up: you have not told or shown anyone that Zlato and Oro are dragons, so they are currently in their human form.
Only
Yeah.
doesn't what's his face? Jonathan know.
Jonathan knows. Yeah, so Jonathan would be the only one who knows.
We got a 15.
15. Yeah, there's like demigods and stuff. Like none of like the major gods are like snake people necessarily, but there are definitely demigods that are, and there's also like I just completely brain farted a little bit. And it was also not the right size. There's also like there's a betrayer god. Like there's betrayer gods, which are essentially evil gods, who tend to, you know, some of them use snake motifs, but you don't really know of any specifically. You have, I will say, if this is just knowledge because you've spoken to this person, you have met someone who was a Yuan-Ti, who was essentially part snake. They didn't have a lot of, it was the enchantress back in town. She had she had some scales. She had a little bit of like, just like on like the things that she had slitted eyes, but she wasn't like in a split tongue, but she wasn't like snake person. She was just like looking at her, she wouldn't be shedding like what you saw. Like she might peel pretty bad some days, but like she's not gonna have that.
Yeah. Just trying to put this together because we know we're here for angel stuff, and now there's snakes. I don't know. Is there? It's like and we're fighting demons. Is there like some kind of snake demon or something? Trying to make too many connections and I'm too tired.
I mean,
trying to think
yes, there are. I mean, you had 15 on religion. Yeah. There's demons of just about everything, especially things that cause people fear. That seems to be a lot of how demons are kind of derived a little bit as well.
And we think this guy's turning into a snake. That's what I think anyway. That's what I think.
That's what you could think.
That's weird. Okay, yeah, I was just thinking out loud. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
So so visually, what does the house look like? Is there anything you could send us to like the house that we're interested in, the one down there in the bottom right corner?
I don't
the Empire,
have
the
any,
last one he's in, right?
I have no pictures of this house. I can give you a pretty good description of it though, if you would like. Yeah. So the house is 10 by 10. It's essentially a small shack. Almost looks like something you might use for storage a lot of the times. It has a door in the front, and currently it also has every house by the door has at least like a little bit of a roof because you're in a rainforest. It tends to rain a lot, so a lot of them have a little roof up front to cover people standing by the door going in or waiting for anything. Excuse me. There are 2 guards out front, and there were windows on the outside that appear to have been boarded from the outside. No other houses, and they are made of wood. All the houses here are made of wood. And they're all kind of elevated. They're all elevated off the ground a couple inches, like they're on stakes, because again, rainforest, it tends to flood a lot, so that keeps it from like everything getting wet every time it rains. It is essentially a just 4-sided 10 by 10 shack with a wooden roof.
Is there any like fireplaces or anything? Like, what's the biggest opening that's accessible?
The door and the boarded up windows are the only openings to the outside.
What about in terms of size? Like, what if we had somebody who could turn into, say, a mouse or
I was just thinking that.
or a fly?
Who has looked at this? Are you going to say you're going to go look at the building like closely?
Weren't we already like out?
Yeah, you guys looked. I'll say mouse size. Actually, yeah. I'll say mouse size. You'd be able to find something like that. You could find some like a mouse sized hole, but not much more than that. Like that. A cat might be pushing it. A mouse could get in. Like, and cats can get through small things.
Hey, if you get squished as a mouse, does your character just die?
No.
No, any damage just rolls over to you.
Okay, good.
So, because this is, you now have someone who polymorphs, so you should know this. Let's say your polymorph does something that has 10 health, and you take 20 health of damage. You take that 10, you shift back to your normal form, and then you take the remaining 10.
Oh, yeah. That's not so bad then.
Was that like the? Well, I guess that was a polymorph we were fighting at the bar, right? Is that what happened to them?
At the bar?
At the fighting pits.
At the
fighting
pits?
pits.
That was different. That was an Oh no, yeah. I'm sorry. Take it back. Alex fought a druid.
That was brutal.
Yeah,
that was brutal. Yeah.
That's why druids are kind of nuts in this.
Yeah, because they're hard to kill.
Okay.
I
was being rude in those pit fights. If you couldn't tell for the final fights.
I can tell.
You were on the easy fight, Cody. That was supposed to be something you could beat.
I know that part. My goodness.
Daryl, what were you saying?
Y'all. Oh, I was looking at something. I mean, y'all want me to go take a look-see, or?
Yeah, I was gonna say we were talking about sneaking in, but I didn't even think about the fact that you can polymorph into something and just go take a look.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see.
We can do it tonight too.
I mean, the smallest thing I've got cat,
You've seen a mouse, like
lizard.
He was a mouse.
Lizard would work.
Yeah.
You're a mouse. You're a mouse. And we get this fucking.
now.
Poisonous snake.
There you go.
So here's the fun part, which Daryl is
spider
is aware of because of Critical Role. When you polymorph, it's different. Like, so B shape, you keep like your mental statistics. When you polymorph, you do not, and like you still like.
Oh.
You maintain your personality, but all your other stats change to the beast block.
Yeah.
You basically, your character page, open a new tab.
Yeah.
Like,
and like, you know, friend from foe, and if you have a simple directive, you can usually pull it off. Like, if you turn into, well, example from Critical Role, if you turn into a moth, you have intelligence 1, you might forget what you were doing. Because, you know, moths just kind of exist on. Ooh, this looks
chew on a
tasty.
curtain.
Go
chew on a curtain.
Now, like, we'll be reasonable. Like, that doesn't mean you just become, like, you know, just completely worthless. But it's like...
Are you saying he's not going to be a solid way to get information and, like, do reconnaissance in that
If
state?
you want something to go in, get information, and come back out, it's a maybe.
Yeah.
What if we get you in, Daryl, and you change back, but make some sort of distraction at the door to try to get people's attention there?
So the other thing we can do is hang around and watch. And dang it, I wish I had kept my actor's feet now. Hang around and watch, and then I can disguise self as them if I need to gain entry later. And see if anyone comes in or out that I can imitate.
Oh, okay. So you can like look like them and then just like roll back in and be like, "Hey, I'm such."
Just because you look like someone doesn't mean you have the mannerisms of that.
Doesn't.
Right.
Through that. So it's 10 by 10. Is it that building? Is it that Chartreuse building in the?
It's the one that's labeled storage because that's what it was originally made for.
Oh, okay. So they're packed in tight there. How many people were in there? 3 plus.
In that building? Currently 1. All the other buildings have 3, essentially, is what you've got the idea of, except for what seems to be where the like heads are staying, where they each have essentially have their own place.
Oh, so they have him in there by himself.
Yeah. With 2 guards posted on the outside.
Oh,
could he just polymorph in and then just change back? It wouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
Because it's just we assume it's just some, well, as long as it's not too dangerous.
I mean, we'll be around. I mean,
the So I guess that's a question for Muckle: is will I be, uh, if I have an intelligence of 1, for example, uh, will I know that I want to change back, or will I just stay in polymorph form?
No, you can figure, like, if you set a
an
plan
hour.
so the way I'm seeing it, if you set a plan in motion, like, I'm gonna go in, do this thing, polymorph, right? You can do that. Like, you'll do that, and you won't have too much problem doing that. But, like, let's say you go in there and you have to improvise on the spot, you're probably just gonna let your rat instincts or whatever instincts take over, and you'll do
Right.
that thing. But also, unpolymorphing, I'll say you can figure that out. Like,
Yeah.
I won't go to the rate that Matt Mercer is unless you do something, like, real stupid. Like, there are going to be things that, like, your instincts are going to be like, you know, I'm just sticking to a rat because it's easy. If you're a rat and a rat sees an owl, suddenly the only thing the rat thinks about is getting away from that owl and getting to safety.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Spider too. I mean, a spider is probably the easiest way to get in pretty much anywhere
Yeah.
and not really be noticed.
I am interested.
Because the thing is, Jonathan was fairly nice person. Like, even if he's, I don't think it's going to be a big like scream, yell, yada yada yada. I think like if he's still anything near himself, he'll be a little bit inquisitive, but not necessarily loud enough to get you outed.
So if we want to do this tonight, I mean, because we were drinking, we could just be drinking by the guards and be loud enough. So if anything does happen, guards won't pay attention. And we can be listening, like, oh shit, yeah.
We could smoke some pipes outside and music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's get the band up. I got my loot.
Get my flute out. It's in my bag. It'll be a good enough distraction. I mean, they may get annoyed enough to come over and tell us to fucking beat it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is within eyeshot of the fire and the stool and the benches.
I was gonna say, it's like less than 10 feet from the benches, the closest bench to it, and you're what, 30 feet from the fire?
Oh man, can we do a performance check on that? That would be good.
I mean, that's something you can certainly try.
We should try.
I mean, either way, whether we're good or we're bad, we're gonna be distracting.
Yeah. Is there a distraction check?
I mean, it depends on how you're trying to distract, which right now that sure sounds like performance.
And deception. Or deception.
Or deception. If you're faking the ability to play an instrument.
Well, I think we can all play.
No, yeah, you guys are technically proficient usually. If it gives you the instrument, it can usually be assumed that you play it to some degree. How good of a degree?
Hold up, I gotta look into this.
Performance is charisma.
I'm not sure if I was given this flute or if
I mean, if you have it on your character sheet, I will allow it because clearly you have it for a reason. I will also allow dex because you like if you're playing the instrument. Like I like flexible checks for stuff like performance. So
I think I've been upfront as my character is learning the flute and not actually good at the flute.
But like you know how to, so like you might be able to take like a dexterity check, but you will not get your like modifiers or anything on it. Like you'll just get your, I might give you a half proficiency on it because it's, or half your bonus on it just because you're just not that good at it. Like, and like you said, sometimes bad playing is significantly more distracting than good playing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, that sounds. Are we doing? That sounds good to me. We should just.
If you guys just want to chill out until nighttime and
get the party started.
Everyone's just chilling. Everyone. You hear everyone talking about the upcoming. The upcoming. I just totally blanked on expedition. And while we'll just fast play to dinner real quick, unless anybody has something specific they want to do. Cool. I will say, like, during the day, like, Zlato, like, he is very much just going around, like, following... He's kind of switching between following Garast and Entijan, trying to, like, he just wants to learn shit, man. Like he's like, oh my, this is awesome. There's so much stuff here that they know. There's so many things I've never seen before. Like in there, he had these little coins. I didn't touch them. I didn't. He said that these coins were like super dangerous, and like, wow, I've never heard of anything like that before. It's like, actually, let me see if he has anything.
Oh, volume.
Whoa. Did I get loud?
Your volume just went
For
up.
a quick second.
That is external mic.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So whenever we first started working from home, I had to keep moving this mic to over there, and I think the cord didn't appreciate that, so the cord's not great anymore. Let's get like a rubber band or something in it. But that was Lato just being all excited about like, yeah, everything and all this stuff. Yeah, they've just been learning so much, and I've rolled history on that. Yeah. I will actually say, yeah, those coins, and he actually turns and looks at. Oh, it was Randomite who was in there. Oh well, he still turns and looks at Randomite and goes like, yeah, you know those coins. I think I've heard of those before. I read about them in a book. They were they're like from the Nine Hells or something like that. Like they're
Oh God.
I think they're like their currency, and that guy who got like I think we might be able to get him out. I think we can do that. Like they're gonna try tonight. I think like if they just dispel the magic on it, it'll work. But it might take a couple people because I mean it's pretty strong magic. You know, they stole his soul and everything. But maybe it'll work. And like he looks excited. He's like, I've never figured something out like that before. I always just read the books and just like, but now I've been able to apply it. But that was essentially what Zlato's been doing all day. Oro is pretty much hanging out with you guys, looking bored as hell, and just like wanting to go do stuff. She's shot some looks at some of the guards, like especially the human guards, because she's also been. Or have you guys had them around while you're discussing your plans? Like Oro would just be sticking to you at this point. She'd be shooting looks at guards because like you guys don't trust the humans, so she kind of doesn't trust the humans. So she's just like shooting looks at them too. She's like, but
It's like a teenager at a party where they can't drink and all the adults are drinking, and
which is funny because you've gotten this little bit of feeling she might actually be older than you guys.
yeah, probably.
Can dragons drink alcohol? Like, was it dude?
Whenever you were visiting Aurelian, they did have wine and stuff.
Oh shit!
So, because he drank like Aurelian himself drank like an entire cask, because he's a 50-foot tall dragon. Like,
What a show off!
I mean, that's like you taking a shot. So, but either way, time goes on. You guys have dinner. You're finding that the variety of food isn't changing a ton. I mean, they caught a triceratops. It's a couple 1,000 pounds of meat. I'm probably going to be eating that for a little bit. Like, it's still pretty damn good. And actually, this one, he's been smoking it all day over the fire. So it's like, it's got that nice, like the nice like skin on it. And it's like real crunchy on the outside, but still juicy on the inside. It's pretty damn good.
Delicious.
Yeah, I find it to be good too. I mean, you don't always get great food in the backcountry.
You can definitely get some of that to take too, because I mean, like I said,
With that displacer beef jerky that we got.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
don't get them mixed up. They're very different flavor palettes. One might be seasoned different.
One disappears when you try to bite into
Yeah,
it.
one might disappear on you.
As you guys are sitting down for dinner, or whenever you're about getting up, you see Garast walk up to you with this big like paper that's like, well, he's a gnome, so it's like almost bigger than he is. You know those like paper flipboard things that people have? It's essentially one of those, but it's like the size of him. It's like, oh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. You're all here and you're all together. I prepared a small presentation for you all, and I feel like, and he looks at like all the people around, and so we can have this as along with our little preparation for the expedition tomorrow. I figured we could show it all. I'll call this a dinner and discover. Yeah, dinner and discover. That'll
There
be
you go.
perfect. And he's like, and he just goes and he like sticks this paper just up on like, just like on the one table that you guys are sitting on, and it just says, "The greatest expedition of your lives" on the front of it, by Garast on the bottom, and it says in small print at the bottom, "With help from Intijon." So, he flips over. Well, first thing first, you all need to understand exactly the research that we've been doing on the ley lines. And he flips it over, and you, if Randomite was here, he would see a map that he recognizes from last time, where it's essentially a map of the continent, but this time it has big lines that are essentially look like a child took a crayon and scribbled all over it, but seems to have a level of preciseness that you wouldn't expect. This is the ley lines that are all across our wonderful continent. All of these ley lines are different. Well, they're the source of magical energy. As he turns, he looks at you, Red, and looks at pretty much in Keifel and everyone who essentially can cast magic. And with these ley lines, this is what you can draw power from to allow us to. And you see him like wave his hand and create like a spark of light. Magic. And he like looks for a reaction for a second, but like doesn't get one because magic is the thing. What these ley lines converge on certain individual places, like here, and he points near where you are. Here, he points to like pretty much right where the capital is of the Confederacy. And actually, each individual capital seems to have all the ley lines coming together. And here, and he points down into the southern coast, the southern continent. And then, of course, over here, as he points directly into the middle of the Dragonlands. I'm brain farting on what the name of the continent or thing is. But whenever he points there, he looks directly at you, Orthental. Yes, so there's one of these in all of the places, the confluences of magic. And he just looks all excited. Well, essentially, how we can do is we can track these and try to find these confluences, which this is one of the last remaining, or this is one that has not had much progress into it, because as you can see, as he looks around, we are in the middle of a very dangerous jungle, and there are big lizardy beasts here as well. At the center of this ley line, we tend to find that there is cycling within the things, and he flips it over, and it's just a bunch of different colors. There's 8 different colors. Do you have detect magic, Red?
No.
You don't. Keifel, you do?
Yeah.
Cool. You would recognize this as like each individual schools of magics. Like when you use detect magic, you see these colors whenever you're identifying things. It matches up with that. There are 8 schools of magic, and the ley lines shuffle in between the schools of magic. And the closer you are to the center of a node, the faster they seem to shuffle. And then other events can also make them shuffle through and through. Now, this ley line that we're following here, tomorrow morning, it has actually gone into what I would like to call an overdrive. And he looks all excited about that name. Well, either way, this has been cycling so fast the last couple of days. It changes sometimes by the minute or even the second, where whenever, some other of the ley lines, they've been only changing on the magnitudes of hundreds of years. So this is very interesting to us, and we need to investigate this, pronto. So I would like to take advantage of this opportunity while we can. And that is the direction that we're planning on going tomorrow, and you now know why we're researching this, because that is about all we know. You tend to, I will say, whenever you tend to get very near to the center of one of these ley lines, sometimes magic can get a little wonky, so be careful for what you can and can't do. But other than that, we will prepare for tomorrow's trek. We are planning on going, as long as we can. We're prepared for a several-day journey if need be. Hopefully, it will not be that long. We'll expect to be sleeping in our own beds tonight. But we so bring preparations just in case you have to stay overnight, and bring preparations to have to deal with some of our big little beasties that are out around here. The plan is we have 20 individuals going, and we will be leaving 10 behind to keep the camp up and running. And also, you see Intijan like walking back to his research facility, like essentially watching it. And some of us are deciding to spend the time to do additional research. Do you all have any questions? And he looks at it. Does anyone have any questions, in fact?
Have you ever seen this kind of rapid cycling before in your in all of your research?
No, never. And we've only had it
No,
recorded in
never.
several very specific instances in the past, which is why this is oh so very exciting right now.
Interesting.
He looks like positively giddy.
Huh.
It's wonderful. It truly is wonderful. I'm very excited for tomorrow.
And we could expect this to just potentially disrupt our magic users.
I don't think necessarily. Maybe depending on where in the cycle, you might get a little bit of an extra little boost to your magic unexpectedly. So be a little bit careful.
Okay.
Excuse me. But beyond that, there's always been chances of things being slightly modified from the magics of the ley lines near them, especially whenever they're extruding like this. We're not quite sure exactly what will happen, but that's part of the adventure, isn't it?
Have I heard or encountered anything like this before?
Roll
Like
an
out
Arcana
in the
check.
desert? 17?
17. You definitely know the ley lines. You've definitely heard most of this stuff before and how they've cycled. And you feel like you may have had like magic boosted a little bit before in the past, where like you sent out a fireball and it had a little bit more oomph than normal.
That wasn't already my like meta magics, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. And you think about it a little bit, and it almost feels like sometimes like your meta magic might be you pulling a little bit extra from the ley lines themselves to like boost your magic a little bit.
Right,
But
right.
you've heard of them cycle. You've heard of like actually. Sorry, just you said 18,
17.
You've heard of ley lines changing, but it's like most times when a ley line changes, that's more like an event. Like that's like a wow, this changed from necromancy to conjuration. Like this something's happening, but now this one like they're describing as like minutes to seconds of change. So, it truly is fascinating. Do any of you, the rest of you, fine fellows, have any other questions? Oh, this is great. This is just wonderful. I'm so very excited for tomorrow. Oh, I was so excited getting ready for tomorrow. I almost forgot to eat, if you excuse me. And you see him just kind of walk off to the food. You guys can sit around, eat. Time goes on. Sun starts to go down. People are definitely getting together. Like, the night before, you got in late. So, like, people weren't necessarily partying or anything like that. But you notice today, like, there's a lot of people sitting around that giant keg, drinking a whole lot of beer. You feel like, and you hear people talking, and like, if you guys are just like standing there, one of the dwarves walks up to you. Oh, friend, please, it's the night before an expedition. It's a great time to get absolutely wasted. Please join us. Come on. If I'm gonna have to hike through this fucking jungle all day, I'm gonna do it a little bit hungover.
Yeah, I'll grab a beer.
I'll grab one too.
Oh no! What you doing?
Now, I poured all your beers the last couple days, but here's a little secret. If you go up to this top, you can think about whatever type of beer you want, and it'll come right out like that.
Bring it to mama.
So whatever type of beer, just go get it from the top, and it'll fill up with whatever beer you want. It's one of the best devices I've ever seen in my life.
I say, oh god, I gotta think of a dragon stout. I can't think of a good dragon born name.
Hey, if you just put dragon in front of it, it's got to work, right?
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
It like you pull on it, it takes a quarter second, and it fills your glass, maybe overfills a little bit, very, very foamy. It's got a little bit of a red tint to it.
Oh yeah. Oh, a red dragon red. There we go. That's what I should have said.
You take a sip. It's interesting because it's got like, it seems like it's got a shot of like cinnamon in it.
Ooh,
Give it a
nice.
little bit of that zing.
It's got a little bit of spice in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would expect Dragonborn beers to be have that spiced.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of spice, and you've actually in the past, in real life I've only had this like once. It's also got like I think you feel like they've put some pepper juice in there too, because it's got a little bit like an actual spiciness. But to you that's like nothing, but to others like it's probably decently spicy.
Spicy. So
Fairly
accurate.
I had a pepper beer once, wasn't great. I wouldn't recommend
It's
it.
yeah, you got habanero sculpin. Yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of people are out there around drinking. It's up to you guys if you want to join, but you do have a plan. So how do you want to incorporate this? It's just a bunch of people. Just people already sitting around the fire, just like being joyful.
Roll it right in. The merrymaking, the bigger the party, the more of a distraction it's going to be.
So you're aware there's about 30-ish, and not including you guys, 30-ish people in this camp. You look around the fire, you'd say there's probably at least like 20 people hanging out. And there's definitely a clique of like humans versus everybody else. But as the night wears on, the clique becomes less and less a clique and kind of joins the others a little bit too. The merrymaking seems
all in
to...
one area, like we know where they're at, like we can see them. Or...
Everyone's pretty much just hanging around the fire drinking, because that's also both where the keg is and both where a sweet 10-foot bonfire is. So it's a good spot to hang out.
Okay.
You do look over at the I'll say and there's torches lit up all around the camp, so there's no problem with light. You look over towards the place where you would know that Jonathan is, and there are still 2 guards posted there, looking kind of disgruntled, but they are there.
I'm gonna grab a couple beers and hand them over to those guys and say, "Hey, you guys look a little like you need a little drink. You guys want one?"
You can go fill up 2 beers, bring them over to them, and I'll say, yeah, you can walk up to them. Give me a persuasion check. Let's just see how this...
Amazing. Oh man, +0. Here we go. I got an 8.
8. The one... Let me... the one guy kind of reaches out for a second, kind of actually looking thankful for it. The other guy slaps him. No beer on duty. We have to be prepared for, anything. As he kind of glares a little bit at you.
Hey, I get that. Well, I mean, I already got them here, so I'm just gonna leave these here for you guys. But yeah, have a good one.
Hey, can I do a quick intimidation on those 2 guys?
Hold on. So I'm gonna pause here. Who all is there?
Are they away?
No, I mean, they are over.
I'll be away.
They're over at they're posted by the door. The merrymaking is happening at the fire. It's 30 feet away, so you have to walk there, but you're not going to be sprinting over there from the fire in the middle of a conversation. So, who all wants to be there?
I would not be there.
Okay.
Is there? Sorry, I'll let them.
No,
So I'm kind of sitting off to the side, around the benches, just kind of absorbing. The shack. Are there? Did it have a peaked roof, or is it a flat?
peaked roof.
Does it look like there's any openings between, in the gables, where something could creep in?
Persuasion check.
Perception, right?
Perception. Yeah. I apologize.
11.
11. Tough to tell. I'll say you look at some of the other ones and you feel like actually with 11 it's still tough to tell. There's a chance. Anybody else want? Okay. So you leave those 2 beers on the ground. Are you gonna stand there? You're gonna go back?
No, I walk back. I don't want them to think I'm just trying to force them to drink them, but they're there.
Cool. I'll say this: after 10 minutes, you see like the one guard like kind of like very sneakily reaching for the one. Ooh, he rolled poorly. Oh, but the other guy rolled a 1. You see him like pick up the beer and just kind of like real quick, just like throw it back and then just put it back down to right where it was.
Yeah. Okay.
One rolled a 5 and the other guy rolled a 1. So.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's cool. Nice. That was good. Yeah.
So he threw that beer back.
Nice.
What do you guys want to do? You want to try that distraction? You want to do something else?
Yeah, I feel like so we they're close enough where we could see that they gave into their desires to drink.
You can see one of them did.
Oh, one guy did.
He took the other beer is still there, very full, and the other guy looks very stern. And you know those guys who just taking their job way too seriously. Like you're a security guard at a. I guess.
Yeah.
It's like
concerning.
You're in a safe place, but he's just like full. He's in full
Barney
preparedness.
Fife mode. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna play my flute loudly, regardless, but it's kind of be on Daryl's cue.
Give me a performance check to see how good your flute is.
And I'm gonna say on top of that, with the loot coming in,
Okay.
I'm gonna try to bring in the dwarves and say, can we get a drinking song going?
Okay.
So
I'm not
trying
gonna be able to improv a drinking song on the spot. Just saying.
I'm not gonna improv a drinking, but I'm saying like that's the feel of try to get the things, try to get the drinking for those dudes. You know, get the temptation up.
So
Roll the 4.
4
by
for
way.
the. So what instrument are you playing?
flute.
Flute. Okay. It's not good. It's not good. The good news is, so you were like, oh, let's do a drinking song. And they were like, oh, yeah, let's do a drinking song. Yeah. And you see, like, the 3 dwarfs, like, come together, like, look at each other for a second. They're like, oh. And, like, the good news is they are significantly louder than the flute. So no matter how bad that flute is, nobody can really hear it.
Nice.
And they're just going at it.
And I'm yelling out, get beers to everybody, get a beer. And I point specifically, get those guys more beers.
I'm gonna start wandering off and say I'm tired. I'm heading back to the whatever our building.
But one of the dwarves may go. He's like singing. He walks up to you with a beer. He's like, oh. He just like puts the beer in your hand and just kind of dances away as he's still singing. And, but you can still, yeah.
Are there any other guards or anything like that around outside of the storage or
There are
outside of
no
that
other
tent?
guards posted. Now, some of the people in the merrymaking are guards because they're all intertwined at this point.
Mhm.
Everyone's just working together, really. But
those guys we noticed they also are drinking. We think.
yeah, everyone who's not
They
the
have-
2 people who are posted are drinking. And I will tell you, Arthur is not there. Intijan is he'll come out, grab a beer, and go back into his building. Garast is there, and he's up with the dwarves and he's singing with the dwarves. He does not know the words, and it's very painfully obvious he does not know the words. But man, he's trying, and the dwarves are, not egging him on, but they're like, keeping him going. So
Does it seem to me that everyone seems sufficiently distracted, including the guards?
So I will say that so everyone at the fire very distracted. Of the 2 guards who are over at the at like watching the building, one is distracted. The other looks like the other's looking like he's still he's all paying very much attention to what's going on.
And we just need to get them away from the door, right?
I mean, that seems to be the only entrance you've seen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
Because what I want to try to do is I have thaumaturgy, and I can like create a sound from a certain point, like some whispers or something like that, to kind of get the guards' attention. And as long as they don't, it's a verbal spell. So as long as I can get somewhere where nobody sees me casting that, one of them's at least intoxicated.
Yeah, and the only component for that is vocal, so you can do that. Yeah, and it just says you can. Marco's here. Your voice can boom. Yeah, you can do. You can try that. You can have like the whispers. Yeah, you can definitely try that.
You.
But it sounds like you and Red might be working together on this one. But
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna head south and kind of. So wait, which house was ours? Is ours the other blue house?
you guys
or...
are staying in. So the way I saw it, you were staying in this one. I should have labeled
Okay.
this one and this one. You have 3 houses. The bottom corner.
Okay.
They are also the furthest from the food, which you feel like is probably why they were unoccupied.
Right. All right. I'm gonna head south and
I can put you.
just sneak into that first alley
I should've dragged you guys
on
over
that
this.
building just south of the benches.
Pulling you guys over. Sorry.
Okay.
Come on, bring me over. Hey, look at everybody. You should all have control of your own pieces already. And let me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna label all the people there, but I will get 2 guards real quick.
Okay.
Get out of the way, face.
Where's my cat? There's my cat.
I'm gonna
I'm
stop
still
this
signing
here for
into
a
roll
second.
20, so give me a second.
Hi, Marco.
Hey there.
Why are the first things that come up for guards dead people? That guy's a gun. I don't need him.
Might as well come dead.
They're all dead guards. They either are dead or have a gun. Screw it. They have guns. They don't actually have guns, but these 2 got guns. Oh, damn it. Let me.
How do I set the snapping to? Or is that you?
The snapping's not going to be exact. Sorry. Damn it. That didn't
Anyway,
work
I'm
like I
sneaking
thought
to
it
the
would.
center.
You could be close. We can approximate. I thought I had the squares lined up, but I very obviously don't. Sorry. You're coming from that way. Okay.
I'm down here.
Okay. I will say Oro and Zlato are with you around the fire. Oro tried to snag a beer poorly. The dwarves definitely saw, but you all saw her. It's up to you guys if you want to stop her or not, but
Nope.
nobody's stopping her. Some of the humans look disapprovingly, for sure. She takes a sip and she's like, and she kind of like hides off in the corner a little bit, drinking, like trying to have a beer herself. Daryl, continue. Sorry.
I am going to wait for Keifel to make some sort of noise.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. You're down here, right?
Yeah, I'm down in that alley.
Okay. So I'll come to the other side, the opposite, and kind of go where nobody's looking there and cast thaumaturgy. It'll be a couple whispers. I was sounding just enough to kind of grab their attention.
Okay.
Spring, hey, come here.
You see them both, especially the guy. So I'll say the guy on the top one here was the guy who's paying a little bit better attention. The bottom one is the one who wasn't, or the one who snuck the beer. And actually, you look now, the second beer is also empty. I will say thaumaturgy has a range of 30 feet, so you don't have to get that close. You can actually do it from the fire.
Oh, perfect. So, well, that's where I'm at.
What do you want the whispers to say? Like, what are they?
Something like, hey, I need help, or hey, come help, please.
Oh, come help, please. From what direction are you making these whispers come from?
What does that say? The little orange buildings? Kind of like
The little
right above
orange
them?
squares, little
Yeah.
guys, those are the benches.
Okay.
I will say that the like all the yellow ones are the Empire housing,
Mhm.
so they would all technically be south of where they are. But you can have it come from any direction you want.
Try and get that measure. There we go. Oh yeah, let's go from the Confederacy. So kind of like right here.
So
You
you
guys
want it
can
to
see
come
that.
from the Confederacy side.
Yeah, because Red's coming in from the opposite, right?
Wait, what?
Red's in the alley,
Oh
like
yeah, Red's
here.
down there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
lure them away from his direction.
Give me a, we'll say deception check.
Okay. Deception. That's also +0. Got a 10.
A 10.
Yes.
They definitely look that way. They go, huh, what? And like they look that way, not like for a very like. They're like, you know, the thing where you're driving, you're looking at a thing, and you're looking back, you're looking at a thing, and you're looking back. They're kind of doing that, but kind of looking in the direction of the whispers.
They're rubbernecking.
They're rubbernecking.
I'm gonna turn into. I can't see them looking, so I'm just going to assume something went okay.
And you can't hear the whispers over the
No, I
the
can't.
music.
I'm going to change the plan slightly. I'm going to turn into a bat
Okay.
because bats are slightly smarter than spiders, and also they can fly. So I'm polymorphing into a bat.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't check to see if anyone was looking. Anyway.
I mean, we can say you looked before you looked. You know.
Okay.
Ooh, intelligence 2, I think.
Yeah.
It's a swarm of bats. I'm sure it's the same, right? Yeah, here's a bat.
Sure.
Cool. Intelligence of 2. What plan are you making before you turn into a bat?
I'm planning on flying basically east, heading south to the alley, and then basically coming around the back. Can you see my clicks? How do you see
You have
my?
to press and hold, and it can show me a little bloop.
Oh, so basically.
Yep.
Coming around back here to land on the roof.
Okay. That you can do. You can fly to a roof without having to worry about it. So yeah.
And then basically, I'm going to crawl around the top of the roof and look to see if there's any cracks that I can. You know how bats end up in your attic, like.
Roll me real quick. Roll me a stealth check on the way there, just to see. It's just a +2.
Do bats have? They have +2 proficiency. Okay.
Yeah, for dex. It's just a dex
right.
+2.
I guess you can see my axis motion.
See your what?
No, almost a 20. It's a 4.
4.
it went from the 20 to the 2.
While you're flying over there, you definitely see the 2 guards go, or you see the one guard who is a little bit like he's had a couple beers. Turns and looks like, oh, the damn bats. Oh, they're here. And like he definitely saw a bat fly to the building, but
Right, but
it's a
he's
bat.
probably seen bats before. Yeah.
Give me once you're there. Give me a perception check. It's +1 to see, or investigation. No, investigation's worse. I'll give you perception. You're just looking around for. Yeah, and you do not have. You do not get advantage on it because this does not rely on your hearing.
Yeah.
You also have blind sight, so it's probably gonna have a pretty good.
13.
Yeah, you look around. You can find a spot in the wood that you can squeeze through.
Cool. I will. I'll peek in real quick just to see how it looks before I kind of scurry my way in.
You see with your blind sight. So at this point, it would be echolocation, I guess. There are no lights on the inside. You see a figure, like kind of curled up in a corner. It is vaguely humanoid.
I'll crawl inside.
You can crawl inside and... Ooh. The figure, when you kind of crawl in, its head snaps in your direction. And you see, for a second, this kind of, like, you can see some degree of definition with echolocation, like not crazy amounts. But you can also see just in general with, like, lights that are sneaking through the cracks. This looks like a scaly figure. It has 4 limbs. But, like, you see what looks like to be a snake tongue.
I'm just gonna basically do bat stuff and kind of just hunker down on the rafter and do bat stuff.
Flying
not
around?
fly around. No, not flying around. Basically like roosting for the night type deal.
Okay. It's definitely watching you. You look down, and while you're looking around, you can see the fact that there's definitely what looks like to be the leftover of meals, where it's just like blood and mess, and just like it doesn't like it looks like there was a couple plates that have been shattered, and it looks like since then they've just been throwing meat in. I mean, you have an
I'll stick
intelligence
around.
for 2, so you can
Yeah.
probably figure more stuff out later once you like come back, but.
Right. I'll stick around for. I have an hour, so I'll stick around for like 45 minutes, just sitting there doing a bat chilling in a place stuff, and then mosey out.
While you're doing that, everybody else, what are you doing? You are aware of the plan that he's going to turn into a bat and go or get inside something.
Turning into
Turn
something,
into
yeah.
and get inside.
I'm playing my flute and drinking.
And I just quickly know what's going on.
Oh yeah. Hi Marco.
Hi, Mark.
Marco, it is nighttime this is the night before you guys are supposed to go on the expedition. You guys essentially talked to a bunch of people. You learned a bunch of information about the ley lines. I'm not going to go over that again, but essentially the ley lines flip. Essentially magic schools, the stronger they are at the time you're also frozen, so you might not be hearing any of this right now.
No, I could hear you. I don't know if you could hear me.
I can hear you, it's just your picture is frozen.
Now it just... Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. I might just switch to my phone.
That's fair.
Because I just had to restart. I'm going to switch to my phone for my Zoom meeting. But I could hear you, so keep talking.
I'm going to keep talking then. You guys did a bunch of that. You found out some information. I recapped for a while because I gave you a pretty long recap because it's been 3 weeks. And Daryl wasn't here either. You guys set up a plan. You had dinner. You got that information. There are 2 guards in front of that place. Red is currently Actually, you guys don't know what Red is right now, but you know the plan was for Keifel to distract the 2 guards that are by that building, and Red would go inside, polymorphed as something. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Sounds good.
I think that was a pretty good 30-second overview. What are the rest of you doing? Just partying, it sounds like.
Yeah, as long as the guards don't look like they're gonna like go in to the building, then yeah, just continue to try to send drinks to them.
The one guard looks very bored, and the other guard looks still way too at attention. But no, nothing's really happening. You guys notice Oro. Actually, let me see. Ooh, you guys go over to the keg, and you see Oro passed out on the side of the keg.
Oh, great.
So she rolled a natural 1 on her Constitution check. So you're like, well, damn it. Zlato just walks over. I told her she doesn't know what she's doing. I know she's like big, and I'll take her. I'll take her back. I'll take her back. And
That's a good idea.
he picks her up. And is like, is there anything I should do with her, or should I just like put her in bed? Like she's passed out. I've never had this happen before.
You ever drank before?
No.
A lot.
Well, like a glass of wine at dinner is about the most I've ever had.
All right. Well, just get her in bed and keep her on her. Don't let her go on her back.
Okay, not on her back.
She's not gonna revert back to like dragon form, is she?
That's what I'm worried about.
Like
She's
passed out.
passed out.
Yeah. Does she lose control of like her ability?
That'd be a good distraction.
That would be a good distraction.
No, she's unconscious, so she's not like actively trying to like change.
Oh, okay.
So
It's like okay.
the act of changing is either I guess getting knocked unconscious from like damage, or getting like it's like a conscious decision. So
Okay.
He'll take her back, and he'll come back, and he'll just continue sitting on the side like watching people. But if you guys are just having merriment and stuff, Is somebody else playing an instrument, or is it just him? Is it just Xanatos?
Well, I was playing my lute.
Give me a performance check. I just need to see how good your lute is. Now, the dwarves are singing quite loudly, so we'll see.
Good doors. Natural 20.
Man, you're actually... They're still loud, but, like, you're crushing it, and, like, they've actually pulled it back a little bit so that people can hear your sweet lute playing.
Nice.
So, we'll just say... Random ID, just chilling by drinking. Cool. Red, 45 minutes has passed. The creature has lost, or I should not say the creature, but Jonathan seems to have lost interest in you.
I'll like bat stretch and crawl out.
You hear a little crack. Give me an intelligence check to see if you can find the way you came in. Bats get stuck inside houses all the time.
Oh no.
That's true.
A bat has an intelligence of 2.
So you have a minus
We didn't
4, I think?
We didn't set like a time frame where we storm the.
Oh no.
What'd you roll?
Uh-oh.
Obviously,
I got a 5.
5 total?
Yes.
Man,
It's minus 4 and I rolled a 9.
Man, it's got to be around here. It's got to be around here somewhere. Damn. Like, it was here. Try again.
Is he gonna turn back? Wait, because he's close to turning back, right?
He's waiting for me to. He's waiting for me to roll low enough that I start panicking.
This goes one of two ways.
That's a 13.
13. Okay, 13. You look
Well, that's gonna
around
be interesting.
and you find a hole, and you can get out that hole. It's a different hole than you came in, but you found one, and you're outside.
Right. Okay.
Ooh.
If you rolled below a
I'll-
0, you were gonna panic.
Right. I'll fly out and look for Xanatos and land on my shoulder.
Xanatos, you are sitting there. Are you still trying the flute after 45 minutes? You're there, and you're sitting, and the dwarves who are saying go, oh, look at that, and a bat lands on your shoulder. Like, look at that. Oh, that is, oh, look at that, and they're all like excited because like, when's a bat land on
Cool.
someone?
It happens. They get stuck in your hair and shit, right?
But a bat is just sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of bats. So
The bat is kind of, tarnishy red with some very slight, if you look hard enough, green tints to it.
yeah,
It's not like a bat that you've seen on your regular rangery times.
yeah. So I should pretty quickly recognize that this is red, right?
You can figure it out. We'll say you can figure it out.
You know my aesthetic for turning into things, as I've done it before.
Okay. All right. Well, I kind of nudge Kaiful and Orthenthal who are next to me. I'm like, hey, we really should go check on Oro and make sure she's okay, especially since she doesn't drink all that much, and I don't really know that much about hungover dragons, and we should just prepare.
Do you
for
say
this.
dragon out loud?
I mean, everyone's drunk. Yeah, I said that.
He means
you
me.
say
He means
that,
me.
And a couple
He means
people who
me.
are near you go, what?
Me. He means me. I'm gonna be a hungover dragon.
Oh, give me a deception check. I'll say with advantage because that's a pretty good lie, actually.
It helps to have a dragonborn around.
Yeah,
I got 11.
Like what? Dude?
That's what he calls me. He
They're-
calls me a dragon.
They're drunk, so let's see. I'm gonna roll. I rolled a 20 and a 15.
Oh God.
shit.
Like what you? But you know what?
I mean, who's going to believe we have a dragon, right? Like, they want to press us, and I'm like, get out of my face. What are you talking about? Like,
If they want
they-
to press us, I'm gonna punch him in the
They
face.
just look at you, and I'll say this is the centaur who's looking at you. She goes, whatever, and they just don't know what the hell you're talking about. You had a pretty good lie, so I'll give you that. You can go back. Zlato sees you go. Randomite, where are you in all this? You gonna follow him? Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like just tagging along behind him, just sort of drinking, sipping, looking around, what's going on.
Okay. You guys can go back.
Looking at the bat.
Oro is. You guys can get back to the place. Oro is very passed out in the bed, and you see her like, like breathing out. And every once in a while, like a spark or two comes out.
Oh God.
But yeah, you guys can
points
be
of
back
contact.
in the place with all of you, and it's not too cramped. But you're definitely in there.
I'll transform back.
You feel a big weight on your shoulder. No kidding.
No, I'll hop off and.
So, hey, what's that? What
Hey, well, definitely a Yanti in there. Nothing else. Nothing else beyond that.
happened?
I will say it's nothing like you've ever seen from a Yanti. Like you've met Yanti before, but like usually they're
Yeah.
mostly human with a little bit of scales. So
Yeah, just interpreting what I saw as a bat. It looked like a big snake to a bat, so I'm going to assume that was a Yanti.
Seems like our friend Jonathan's no longer the same. What was he doing?
What was he? Was he
He was
doing
just-
anything besides just
he-
chilling and
he was kind of
randomly
sleeping.
eating bits of meat? Oh, yeah,
He was sleeping.
Just
It's
resting.
night.
Just resting.
He seemed like he was in pain.
No, there are like bits of food around that I was sort of picking at, but that's about it.
Well, there's something turning people into snakes here.
And the humans, for some reason, feel like they gotta hide it from everybody else.
Yeah. What the hell?
It's making me more. Everything they do makes me more and more suspicious. Like if they would just become clean, I wouldn't be so suspicious.
We need to keep an eye on them tomorrow. Make sure we're watching what they do.
Should we confront them? Should we just like blow this up and just be like, "Why are you guys hiding this?"
Nah, I can probably get more information out of tailing them and seeing what they're going to do tomorrow.
Would Redhead notice if he was like tied up or like chained down in any type of way?
He wasn't chained up or tied down.
Okay, because that makes me feel like they're like supporting him. Then they don't feel threatened or by it.
Yeah,
As if they're
it makes
kind
it
of
seem-
cooperating with him.
It makes it seem like this has happened before, like they know what to do. With that though, I agree that probably tailing them would probably be like just to find out more information would probably be better because they haven't been too forthcoming anyway. And if we do ask, they'll probably just lie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'll calm my dragon blood down. I was in the mood to kick down some doors.
It definitely would have been a fight,
Yeah.
but we don't have a whole lot of street cred here, so.
So you're significantly outnumbered.
Yeah. It's gonna be like that first day all over again.
Oh, for reference, just to set the scene a little bit more too, like the people who were out there drinking, just because I set races and names to all the characters anyway. There was an elf mother and what looks like to be a half-elf daughter with her. The three dwarves, two tieflings, one male, one female, a minotaur female, a halfling who's male, a kitsune that's male, a female goblin, a pixie who just kind of is like fluttering around. She has a super tiny little cup that she keeps drinking out of, but you could tell the fluttering was becoming more erratic as the night was going on.
They got goblins here.
There was a goblin.
They have kitsunes here.
There was, yeah. You guys have ran into a kitsune before. There was a satyr,
Oh shit.
a kobold, a dryad, the centaur,
Yeah.
the orc who's
Weird
the
group.
chef. What?
A bunch of people.
Yeah, a bunch of random stuff. And I'm sure what would be your favorite. There is a drider, but that one was not involved in the drinking. So
Just a random drider floating around.
no, because that is what comes from the Confederacy. They're like essentially like monstrous peoples.
Got it. Okay.
Freak show. Jeez.
Oh, and the humans have 7 males and 3 females. Hey. I definitely didn't. spend
Like that's
an
a
hour-
very wide group. Like did it just naturally happen like that, or did like each sort of race
I mean,
and
Well, if you ask
Like,
around, this is like I said, this is a joint research, right? They were sent
Mhm.
by their individual nations. So,
Okay.
in general, within the Confederacy and within the Celestiate, they tend to intermix a lot, and like a lot of the researchers tended, or just some of the better, brighter people who are essentially, let's be honest, they're essentially like grad students who like they're just people who were smart enough to get into like the studies, and so they're just sending the people who want to go investigate on something. Same with like for everybody really, and then the guards are just whoever took the job posting.
Cool.
Random splattering.
That's my ice.
So
Then it all. I mean, yeah, it seems like. I don't know what else to. What other information there is besides that there's something turning people into snakes, and we gotta go. We gotta go on an expedition with these people.
I will say, because you did see this, the creature did have 4 limbs. So
Snake person.
But it's not
I'm
fully
sorry.
a snake yet.
Yeah, snake person. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Are we still where we are on roll 20, or like are we?
We
in
said you guys moved into where Oro was, so you could talk.
Yeah, we should probably.
We're all down here.
Yeah.
So
Whoa, that was
You're
crazy.
crammed in there. I mean,
That
to
was-
be fair, it's a 10 by 15, so like you're standing, it's not so bad. Because if you think about it, like this essentially gives you space to put your arms out like this.
No.
So, if you want, before tomorrow, I can go back in and. So, sorry, scratch that. I can go back in and change into myself and talk to him,
Mm.
but I won't be able to change back to get out until the next morning. Because I only have 2 level 6 spell slots, or 2 4th level
Well,
spell slots.
That's where the big distraction was going to come in, where we could pull the guards off, but we
Yeah, I won't be able to talk to him with the guards there.
we weren't able to do it yet.
I don't think we want you in there. I mean, we don't know what exactly he turned into. We don't want to
If he's
you in there.
if he's passive or aggressive or not, yeah.
Yeah, you may come in there. He seemed. I mean, based on what I heard, it sounds like you saw he was a little bit potentially aggressive.
He just saw me. He didn't do anything to me.
Certainly for a bat.
He was definitely watching you. He was being aware of your location.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. If you noticed a bat that flew into your house, would you keep an eye on it for a moment?
I'd get a tennis racket.
What's a tennis racket? No. Oh wait, you're the god of this realm. We all might be playing tennis
Gods are
rackets.
gods are
Bats.
merely NPCs, please. Yeah.
I mean, the other option is I can do some mind stuff and have the guards walk away.
What do we do? Like, I don't know.
Do we
Yeah,
wanna
what's the
get
distraction?
down?
What is the distraction that we're
Or do we
planning?
just want to go on this expedition and see what happens?
Yeah.
I wanted to see what was happening to him. Like, we kind of know what's going on now. Like, I don't know if we have enough information to move. Like, at this point, we may let him out and he may attack us. It may get us in a lot of trouble that we don't really need right now.
Hey, Oro. It's Oro. Oro's here with us, right?
Oro is
That's ATFO.
Zlato's there.
Oh, Zlato's here. That's who I wanted, not Oro. I get it mixed up.
It's okay.
Oro, do you know any divination magic?
Let me look.
Can you scry? Can you scry?
I don't think so off the top of my head. Let me look real quick. Sorry. Where's spells? Or is it hiding from me? Fuck. Equipment features. Oh, I'm an Oro. That's why.
Hi, you did it too.
It's your fault.
I know.
Don't forget, I also have that love potion. could come in here. I don't want to waste it. But don't forget I have that.
Get one of the guards to drink. Get the guard that's drinking all the drinks to drink the love potion and fall in love with the other guard.
Well, I was gonna say save it for the snake dude in case he's aggressive.
Also good.
Like a snake kiss.
I don't have any divination. The closest I could think of is I don't have it prepared for today, but I could detect thoughts. That's
That's a good idea.
the closest I can do.
How far away?
Is there?
How far away can you do it? And do you need to see the person that you're detecting?
I'm reading it real quick.
I know.
Yeah,
I don't remember either, actually. That's why I'm doing it in person, or I'm doing it in RP.
Yeah. I need to be within 30 feet, and well, I would assume he's smart enough, as long as he's not like, as long as he's smarter than like a dog, I should be able to, get surface thoughts. I mean, it works on Oro, and she's not that smart, so I guess it would probably work on most humans.
Ouch.
Daryl, question. When you said does she have divination, did you mean divination the spell or a spell of divination?
The School of Magic divination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have one that's divination that it's basically you ask a deity a question and it gives a truthful reply about any activity that will occur in 7 days.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Oh, I fucking hate this. Okay, yeah.
Oh, is that commune with God or whatever it's called, or yeah.
Well, it's like the DM's bane. Hold on.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Real quick, just finishing.
You should cast that one.
Yeah.
And for this, I have to be able to see them.
Oh.
And either way, the target knows that I'm that they will know that I'm doing it.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
But I can, if we ask it questions while it's happening, it can also tell us what it's thinking for that too. Well, like big thoughts, not like little thoughts.
Big thoughts.
Like,
wait, is there somebody else we should use that on? Like one of the dude researchers,
I mean,
the human researchers?
They'll know we're using it is the only problem. I don't want to make them.
Oh, it's like circle of truth. Like they know they don't have to say anything.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's more invasive than that.
Oh, it's even more invasive.
Well, because they don't have to say it. You can ask them a question. It's gonna happen in their head, right?
Yeah.
But
kind of goes against.
But they're
what
gonna
we're
know
saying.
either way, and people probably. I mean,
Like,
when I tried it on
People
Slapper, she didn't like it very. Or, damn it, Daryl, you got me doing it. When I tried it on Oro, she wasn't very happy with me.
Would they know it's you? Like, do they know? Like, do they hear your voice, or is it just like a voice in their head? Like, do they know who's talking?
Sorry, I'll double check. If I only read surface thoughts, actually, no. But
Is that Apple?
they will know it's me either way. If they're aware of my presence, I guess I should say.
Is that an Applebee's Caesar salad?
Yes, it is.
That's impressive that you identified that.
So
The salad, where it was from.
Yeah, I know. Like you got like the Tupperware down.
I knew because of the container, because I just had the same salad in the same container.
That's funny.
Apparently, we have to try the salad. So.
Our last month of Uber Eats.
So, yeah, that's the information from that. What was the spell you were talking about, Keifel?
I don't have it prepared, so I'd have to do it in the morning, but it would be divination. Basically, I put up an offering to a god, and then I ask a question about something that's going to happen in the next 7 days, and then I have to get a truthful reply in the form of like an omen or a cryptic rhyme or just a short phrase. So it doesn't have to be a straightforward answer, but it does have to be truthful
Okay.
about what I'm asking.
Yeah, and you get one question. Okay, yeah. I will say this. Daryl, correct me if I'm wrong, because I always forget about this. It is a ritual cast spell.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't necessarily have... You still have to have it prepared if you're a ritual cast. Never mind. Only wizards can do that out of the book. Never mind. Yeah, you have to have it prepared. But you...
No, you don't.
Huh?
No.
No, he can just do it?
Ritual spells, so you can cast ritual spell. It takes 10 minutes to cast it as a ritual. Yeah. If you have it prepared, you can cast it for its casting time.
So it's...
One action plus 10 minutes, which is okay.
Oh no! So it's plus 10 minutes right now because you'd be casting it ritually. You can cast that right now.
Oh.
The nice thing about ritual spells is you don't have to have them prepared.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You just cast them out of your book, or you just cast them as a cleric by praying long enough.
Could we ask like are the humans going to betray us in the next 7 days? Is that,
you could ask that.
Something like that? I don't know if
Yeah, I'm down for that.
something along those lines.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll put down an offering and pray to my God and ask them if the humans are going to betray us in the next 7 days or not.
Okay.
Wait. I feel like, because I feel like we know that they're probably going to.
Okay.
Like, I feel like maybe we can ask like a more specific question about them betraying us, like. You know, like, is a snake army gonna come and attack us? Like, is there like more of the snake guys coming?
I feel like there probably will be a lot of snake guys coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's what I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, what because it is like a yes or no kind of vague omen answer.
Right.
And I will say this: you are able to cast it multiple times a day. But every cumulative time you cast it, there's a 25% chance. Cumulative. So, like, second time you cast it's 25%, third time it's 50, you know. That you get a random reading. So,
just like, they could say, like,
you just
Philly cheesesteak or something like that.
Yeah, well, you'll just get something random. Well, no, it'll just be like a random, like, affirmative, negative, whatever.
Okay.
You won't be able to trust it anymore.
Oh, by the way, ritual casting doesn't spend a spell slot.
Yes.
It does?
It does not.
It does not.
Because I have another
So
one that uses the ritual.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be prepared. It takes 10 minutes longer. Does not spend a spell slot.
Yep.
Okay.
This is how wizards can always cast. What is it? The sphere.
Yeah. The dome.
The dome. Yeah. Without having to spend a thing for it. Anyway.
What if we think about it like this? What are we most concerned about, like, surprising us when we get there? What's the biggest? What's going to have the biggest impact? It's going to, if it surprises us, like one of us potentially could get hurt.
Yeah, I have an idea. I have another ritual now that I know that I can kind of use these, and I can use both separate rituals. The first one will tell me either if what I do is going to have good results or bad results, nothing, or both good and bad. So I could ask if we, go with our plan and go on with this, these humans, will something bad happen? Good, nothing. That's one ritual. And then I could use the second one to kind of specifically ask what's going on with this snake person.
There you go.
Okay.
So
is this all divination, or is this all the divination spell you're talking about casting just for me? Right.
The snake question is the divination spell. The other one is a ritual called augury, where I basically lay out some dragon bones. No offense.
Dragon bones.
And some gem sticks. And some cards, and then it'll give me, I can say any type of action that I plan to take in the next 30 minutes. So it'd probably be good to do it like right before we go on the expedition and see if this is going to have good results, bad results, or what's going to happen.
Is it like, okay, it's way more.
And I'll tell you, like, this gives you, like, will it go good or bad in the next 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
So, like, yeah. Okay, well, what do you want to do then? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll start with tonight before we even get any rest, I'm just going to ask through divination, what is happening with the snake person? Well, no, wait, no.
Wait,
Yeah, it's gonna be yes or no.
it has to be a yes or no question.
Uh,
Do we want to know if the humans are involved with the snake in any way? Because that's a big thing. If they're involved with that, then they're bad.
Yeah.
You need to be a little more specific.
yeah, give me a
right?
specific
Like
question.
It's gotta be
being
specific, yeah.
involved with the snake.
No, yeah, specific, more specific than I was saying.
Like,
Yeah,
are the humans allies with this snake?
That's
That's a good one.
That's the one. That's it.
actively working to
Okay.
create more snakes.
Another one that I would consider. How many? Do you get one question or you get multiple questions?
One.
I get one, but I can cast it again. But once again, that
But every
increases
time you
the-
might get a random answer.
Yeah.
I would consider also seeing if there's any risk of us becoming like as a result of going on this expedition. Are one of us going to possibly be transformed?
Yeah.
Might be a good indicator that either something bad's going to happen to us, that the people that we're going with are going to try to turn us into snakes, or so.
And I will say this is an additional thing, like, as like a, you would have learned
like
this through the times, like, there's like there are actions that will change things, and there's a reasonable chance of like, you know, uncertainty. Like,
Yeah. Something could come up that would change the prediction.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some
Like
there's
that
some
one,
Heisenberg uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
I like that one though because it would also tell us whether or not we're walking into like an ambush if we go on the trip with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I like the ally one too.
Yeah, I worry that nothing bad will happen to us, and
I think of a.
Like it's just like nah.
it's like nothing bad's gonna happen to you guys. You guys always slaughter everyone.
Daryl
What
has
if I
exposed him
ask
to
if
divination
humans
magic. What have you done?
If the humans will use this man turning into a snake against us.
That's
Oh,
interesting.
we don't have level 5 spells yet. Darn it, we can't cast commune.
Nope.
But once you can cast commune, ha ha ha, Muckle, ha ha ha.
Then my life sucks. You have shown him the world of divination magic. Look what you've done.
I'm pretty sure that sounds really familiar. I think I might have that one coming up soon.
Commune is 3 questions.
You get 3 questions, positive, negative, or like, yeah.
You better have your story worked out for a while for that. Oh man, that's rough.
Which is funny
Yeah.
because I improv a lot of this. So.
Yeah. Think quick on your feet.
Okay.
Yeah, so is that one, guys, kind of trying to combine both of those together, asking them if those people plan to use whatever's happening to this snake transformation against us?
Is that your final answer? Is that the final question?
So what's the question you're asking?
If the humans plan to use what's happening with this snake transformation, with this person transforming into a snake, if they're planning to use that against us.
Okay.
Or against the expedition.
Oh yes, yeah, against
As
the
a whole, yeah.
against the group.
For everybody, yeah.
Yes. I feel like that's sorry, I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at this divination spell.
Mhm.
And it says concerning a specific goal, event, or activity. So I don't think within that wording we can actually ask if the humans are allied with the snake, right? Am I interpreting that correctly, Mark?
Yeah, but you can say, are they going to like work against your goal or something like that?
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's better, yeah. It's a better wording for it.
Yeah, that's basically what I would ask them.
Hold on.
So, all right.
What are your exact words that you're asking? Because there's been a lot said recently.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody.
Will the humans use the event of this person changing into a snake against our expedition?
Okay. Do you have like, so this is where we should have delved more of your relationship with your god, so we'll have to work on that. Do you have like an amulet, or do you have like a symbol, or like what do you
I
have?
do have an amulet.
What do you have?
I do have an amulet.
Is that what you want to use? We can change it later, of course, but
Let me see here. Is it not on there? Oh, it's called an emblem. It's my holy symbol.
Okay, is it like something you're like holding in your hand?
Yes.
How are you
Yeah.
picturing it? Okay, it's entirely
I
how
kinda
you
wear
picture
it.
it. So
Yeah, I wear it around my neck, but it's kind of large, like, the things that the Catholic priests have.
yeah,
And it's just, I'll figure out what the emblem looks like.
yeah, we'll figure that out. But you,
And maybe something that aligns with my deity.
yeah,
Um,
the moon. Well, either way,
which is, oh yeah, I'll do like the arch heart, like the thing of the arch
yeah,
heart. So,
we'll figure that out in certainty later. But like you grab it and you clutch it and like you ask this question, and you get like a nice warm comfort, like emulating from the amulet, like positive energy.
mhm.
You get the feeling that like that. It sounds weird because I'm just gonna, and this is it's probably a confusing way to say it. It feels like what you're concerned with there is not something to be concerned with.
Okay.
You should, like, and as a recount, because it's been a bit, it was like you don't feel like the humans will use this snake person that's being transformed against you.
Okay.
All of this, for nothing.
Yeah. I know what's happening.
I'm so sure these guys are bad. All right. So that's something we don't have to worry about then. Let's just go to bed.
Like, I guess they're just awkward then. Like they're just awkward humans.
They're racist douchebags, I think.
Could be
Yeah.
awkward humans.
They don't like other species. They don't want to hang out with anybody else. Doesn't seem like they're very happy to be here.
Well then,
It still makes me wonder, what's turning people into snakes, but
Yeah.
I figure we'll find out.
Yeah.
At
well, I
least
think we definitely have to be more wary of like outside forces.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. At least, hopefully now we can. If something happens, we can rely on the humans that won't stab us in the back when
Right.
we're trying to fight like a snake army or something.
Right.
Okay.
They will all suddenly also turn into snakes.
Oh no, I gotta rewrite now. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Well, what else do you guys want? Do you have any other communes you want to attempt?
Oh.
This one,
Yeah, I'm
if you
gonna-
were to do it again, you will have that 25% chance of
Yeah.
random reading, which you will not know if it's a random reading or not, obviously.
Exactly. I'm going to use Auguary
Okay.
and
Going up to that
just to
spot.
kind of once again, that's in my known spells.
Yeah, it's a known spell. It's not a prepared. Oh. So you can get something in the next 30 minutes. Would it give you a good result, a bad result, a good and bad, or the results that are not explicitly good or bad? And it's only something that would happen in the next 30 minutes.
Okay, and I'm just gonna say the transformation of this creature. I just want to know if this is a good thing or a bad thing
For who?
for our group. Anybody that's not him, basically. Like, is this going to result in something bad?
Trying to think, because I'm trying to read the spell again, see if is it only something that's going to happen in the next 30 minutes, or is it just like
For divination?
I
for no
plan to take-
augury?
Oh.
No, yeah, I see what you're saying, because this is about an action that I plan to take in the next 30 minutes. So it's if I do something, is it going to have a good result or bad result? So I really can't use that for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's it.
Like, you can ask something like, if I were to go break this guy out of there right now, would this be a bad result? Like,
Right.
That
Before
seems like
we
a
go on
fair
the
question.
expedition, before we go on the expedition, you can ask whether or not going on the expedition is a good idea.
and that would give you
Yeah.
an answer if anything would happen in the next 30 minutes.
We don't have
Oh,
a
just 30 minutes. I got you.
we don't have a choice anyways. I mean, we got to go in the dungeon whether it's good news or bad news, right?
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. We just have a better understanding now that we have like a. It's not as dire as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Less pressure.
Whoa, sorry.
It's okay, I just punched my mic. I can't criticize.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be like a human ambush or some crazy shit was going to happen, but I'm less worried about that now.
I mean, still being paranoid on the paranoid side. Worst case scenario is they are playing an ambush, and this thing is dangerous. They use that against us.
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about the humans though. I want them to try to fuck with me.
Yeah, my character is definitely on the paranoid spectrum. If you haven't noticed.
No.
Well, I mean, just look at the stuff that keeps happening to us.
That's fair. How many times
Yeah.
have you been double crossed so far? One?
Well, I've been inside like monsters' mouths like 4 times.
Yeah, but like you knew that the monster was bad the whole time. Like you didn't were like, this is a nice monster clump. Like
this is more of my background history bleeding through into the.
Yeah.
You were fucked over a lot in the past.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to try tonight? Or
Nope, I'm good for bed.
Oh, good for bed.
Yeah.
do you want to have any watches?
It never hurts.
Also, pick which, since we have buildings now, pick which buildings you guys want to be in. I'd say the bottom 3, like
Yeah.
1, 2,
I'll give us some space here.
2, and nope, that wasn't one of the ones I was picking. This one, or this one.
Got it.
As long as you're close. I'm gonna say the dragons are definitely in this one together, but someone else could be here with them if they wanted to.
Oh, this makes it nice. This is cool. You can kind of just do it. There we go.
Cool. I'll go over here then.
I just pass out.
Nope, not one of the buildings I put in. There's 3 buildings that people are in right now. Go for one of those 3.
Oh.
You can't
Damn.
just take over random people's houses.
This bartender.
What? I thought this was like an RPG. You just walk in, you just.
You guys sleeping in here?
And if you want to walk in, they're probably there a little drunk right now. You guys can hear that the merriment stuff is starting to calm down a little bit as well. Are you gonna stick with the dragons, Red?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Oh, shit! I forgot about Lens Thames. You got forgot to bring
Lems,
his.
yeah.
I forgot to bring his. Oh wait, is this him?
Did he stick around?
Yeah, I mean, he said he was. The plan was for him to walk you back too.
Oh shit.
Let me bring his thing over. Yeah. And I'm gonna say he was he was just partying with people. He's already passed out in this one.
Can we do a pee break?
Sure. Daryl, are you out at 7:30 again?
Yeah. So I'll just bounce during this break. This is a good pause point. Have you been recording or?
Yes.
Cool.
And I will. So let's just see here. I'm gonna pause. Oh. Come. I think it is. It's really hard. Oh, see, that scares me. I'm just gonna stop the recording.